Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Clangin and Bangin with Mikey, episode 10. And today we're going to talk about relationships. And for those who know me in real life, you guys are probably thinking, Mikey's been single for as long as I've known him. What is an habitually single guy going to give me advice for relationships wise, right? But peep this out, check this out. I follow a couple pages on Instagram that deal with self reflection and basically common sense type of stuff. First one is Julian Turecki, and the second one was is Stefan Speaks. And his YouTube channel, by the way, is off the chain. Y'all go check it out. And they both talked about something similar today. And Jillian, she posted something on her page, and she said, "Do you really want them, or are you really interested in not being alone?" Essentially. And I see a lot of people out there, man, just hopping from relationship to relationship just because they're bored, they're lonely, whatever it is, or they go back and they keep giving access opportunities to re-enter their life and exit their life like they're a roundabout door. And Stefan Speaks is talking about how people who can't even give you the bare minimum are allowed to come back in your life over and over and over again. And if they can't reciprocate the same energy at the same time, why are you over benefiting them in more ways than one? That's what he said. And I took those two quotes, I thought about it, I analyzed it because that's what I do. And it's true, man. It's like everybody is waiting for something better to come along with in a relationship where they know that it's already dead and gone, that the romance has died off, the attraction or love, that was there in the beginning is no longer there. And it's really hard for people to come to grips with that because they want it so hard to make it work. They want everything to work and it's not worth it. It's not worth it being in a relationship where you constantly have to second guess yourself or you constantly have to worry about what the other person is doing and everything like that. And that's why for me, my biggest thing that I always fall back on, I always tell people is like, yo, I had this one girl ask me one time, like, oh, like, what are you looking for? And I simply said, somebody who can comprehend and communicate. And that's my big thing, man. It's like, I'm naturally a quiet guy. Yeah, I'm loud, I'm boisterous, and I'm all those things, with certain people. But in the grand scheme of things, what you seeing right here, this is it, man. I don't, I don't go out my way to look for attention or anything like that. I just do my own thing, and I think uh, people think I'm stuck up or whatever it is, and I'm not. It's like I just don't entertain bullshit. I don't entertain cupcake conversations. I don't. That's never been my thing, and so when I say that, when I'm looking for somebody who can communicate and comprehend, like, yo, tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. It's like, let me in, or tell me something that, about something traumatic. It doesn't have to be like grotesque or anything like that. But a lot of people are so afraid to get naked mentally with their significant other is that you don't even know what they're really like or what really makes them think. And that comes with a lack of communication. A lot of people fall in love with you or with what you look like or what you can provide for them or what you uh, it's things like that nature, man. It's like nobody really wants to have them real in-depth conversations or it forces you to come forth with, to review your true self. And I think for me, I don't go looking for that, man, but it's like if I can't have an intellectual conversation with you, if I can't have an in-depth conversation with you or a real conversation with you, then what are we doing? Are we just filling space till something better comes along, or everything that. Recently too, I had asked this girl, so yo, okay, you throwing up, you're throwing a dinner party, and you can invite whoever you want, dead or alive, right? And there's a reason why I asked them questions. I asked that particular question to see what your mental is like and how are you gonna respond to that. And for some strange reason, she thought I was joking. I'm like, she thought I said a joke. I'm like, no, I didn't say a joke. I asked you a question. And she thought something wrong with me too. And I'm like, no, there's nothing wrong, but like there's a difference. I told her, do you understand the difference between a joke and a question? And see, my problem is that I'm very direct, and a lot of people think I'm arguing with them when I'm being direct, and I'm not. And so I run into issues like that too. Or I'll just look at somebody when they say something stupid, or they want, or they are asking questions that they already know the answers to. Is like you're just wasting my time and your time because you don't have the wherewithal to think before you ask them questions, right? And we're all guilty of that. Like, everybody is, you know. But for me, I look at things like, and it comes back to communication and comprehension. If you can't see yourself having a conversation with somebody that goes deeper than beyond, oh, hey, how you doing? How's your day? You know what I mean? Then what are you doing? Like, why are you pursuing this other? Why are you pursuing this individual when they're telling you that I'm not what you need, I can't give you what you want? And I've also told people too, like, man, getting naked with somebody and having sex, that's the easy part. The physical part's easiest. What scares people mostly, man, is the mental. A lot of people don't want to sit there with their thoughts and confront what they truly believe in, or what they truly feel. Or they'll tell you in third person how they feel if and you gotta catch on to that. I've had that happen to me a few times too. Well, I ask questions and whatnot, and deep thinking, provocative questions, and like the person who told me in third person that they're not gonna answer it because they're too afraid to deal with the triggers that come with that. And you got to take note of that, man. It's like, as I was telling one of my partners the other day, I was like, man, that's why we have 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth. We're supposed to see more and hear more and talk less. But a lot of people, they have a tendency to wait for you to stop talking so they can, fill the room with their own voice. A lot of the times, people aren't even paying attention to what you're saying. And that's extremely disrespectful. That's why I have a difficult time with people because, like I just said, a lot of people will just wait for you to stop talking so they can talk. A lot of people don't value what you say because they don't value you. And this all ties into relationships too, because if you're constantly telling somebody the same thing over and over and they're not getting it, whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, if they're not getting it, then it's time for you to move on, man. It's time for you to go somewhere where you're treated with respect, that you're a priority, that people will actually listen to you and will change up their behavior because they value you as a person. See, that's a speech impediment coming along. And a lot of people don't want to face being alone because it's painful. It's painful not to have somebody, you know, to not have somebody there to, and all this other stuff. And but it also comes with happiness too, because a lot of people, they look for happiness as to think that it's an external job. when it's internal. Happiness is always a state of mind, man. As bad as the situation may be, there's little pockets of happiness in those situations where you can pull from that and you can focus on that. And I think a lot of people, they want to be happy in certain ways. Like they want to have a certain car, a certain house, how much money in the bank, all this other stuff. And if that's you, that's cool. I'm not judging you, but at the same time, man, that's materialistic. That means you'll never be happy with what you have because you're constantly searching for something else. And I just look at things like that. It's like, yo, are you truly happy, or are you trying to entertain people or impress people that you don't even like? Buying all this shit just to impress people you don't like. So take stock of that, man. Take stock of what I said. And if the people that you have in your life romantically don't level up or don't have the same wherewithal that you have, or don't bring the same energy that you have to the relationship, take note of that too and bounce, man. It's your boy checking out. Ghost.